Yep. Hey guys.
Aloha, aloha Saturday.
Yes, it is. It's the 21st of November. Like to say aloha
Man,
no, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live with Mel and Charlie. I'm Uncle Charlie, and that's Uncle
yeah,
Mel right there.
Mel is fine.
Mel is fine.
Mel is fine.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
what a day, man. What a day. Anyway, I'm just setting my stuff up here so I can see the comments, guys. Tonight we have a awesome show as usual. We try to make awesome shows, but tonight we have a very special guest, and he's going to share with you. It's a friend of Charlie's, actually. So, Charlie, why don't you share
Mhm.
a little bit about our guest?
Well, this gentleman comes from the windward side on the island of Oahu, um, and He'll go into more detail about his background. But he and I are classmates from Kamehameha class of 1977. And I didn't know he got into the police department until uh, some years back when I was at the medical examiner's office and I saw his name and on one of the reports, and that's how I knew he was in the police department. And he recently retired. I believe he retired 2 or 3 years ago from the Honolulu Police Department, and he moved to the island of Lanai. And tonight he's going to share his story. He was one of the first group of individuals that contracted the COVID virus on the island of Lanai. So he's going to walk us through that. And then he's going to subsequently walk us through a whole bunch of other stuff that's going to be very, very interesting. And I want you folks to kind of take notes on it because, he wanted to make sure that he share his story and make sure um, what happened to him doesn't happen to anybody else. But that's the gentleman's name is Mr. Nyle Dolera. Nyle Dolera, very soft-spoken individual. He's not a loud person, but big heart. Brother gun, big heart. Yeah.
This kind of sounds like me, soft
Mm,
spoken.
mm,
Hmm.
mm. Hello, testing one two, testing testing.
You know, um, I almost today did an impromptu Facebook Live again, man. Um, almost. I came really, really close.
Oh, why didn't
I,
you?
I just, you know what, bro? I don't know. I don't know. I saw today's numbers, and for Kauai, again, you get the state's report, and then we know it's 2 days late. It's 2 days behind. I mean, I don't know that. I mean, just let's put it this way: if I was the governor, there would be openings in the Department of Health, job openings. Let me just leave it that at that. Um, with the mega technology that we have, uh, just look in the last few weeks how we changed processes, we changed formats of report. And then they tell us, oh, by the way, our numbers are 2 days late, and we're making decisions based on old data. It's just anyway. I tell you, yeah, some people would be fired. And then you get the Kauai report that comes out every afternoon, every day, and it gives us the accurate number. And yeah, Josh Green says, "Oh, that's because we're smaller. We have a listen. Trust me, man. I mean, I'm not an idiot. We can do it here. You can do it on Oahu. You get 10 times the staff on Oahu. Stop with the excuses."
Yep.
But when you look at the numbers, we had 5 cases today, 4 travel related. We had 5 cases yesterday, 3 cases, 3 visitors, 2 residents. We had 4 the day before, 14 cases in 3 days.
Hmm.
14 cases in 3 days. Okay. Should that be of concern? As absolutely. And then I go back to the interview yesterday with Josh Green, and I hear him trying to convince the people that everything is okay. That in fact Kauai is a huge success. Well, the success of Kauai is the fact that they're transparent and they report to us every day. And the success of Kauai is that we get the real numbers from our county regularly. So that's the success. But the program, which I now call the unsafe travel program, they call it safe travels. I call it the unsafe travel because it is. It's completely unsafe. And is not successful. It's not successful. So they're going to do a band-aid and they're going to say, okay, you got to get a negative, you got to get your result before you leave. Okay. We still had people on Kauai that came in on a negative test that tested positive after they arrived, which means they either caught it on the plane or they caught it after they took the test, or it just didn't incubate yet. It just didn't come out yet. So success, I guess, is relative. I guess how you define success, but uh, as far as I'm concerned, it's a complete failure. The Safe Travels Act, Safe Travels program that the state calls state safe is not. It's not safe. It's unsafe. And our leaders, our governor, our lieutenant governor, continue to sell it off as a safe travel program. They continue to sell it off as it's working amazingly. No, it's not. And if you don't want to take the time, if Caldwell, Victorino, and Kim don't want to take the time and have their staff reveal the real numbers to their people, that's their issue. That's their kuleana. But we know what's happening on Kauai, and it's alarming and it's disturbing. So uh, going forward, you're not going to hear me ever say safe travels again. It's going to be unsafe travel program. And that, if you want the travel program to be unsuccessful, then they are very successful at that.
Yep.
That's the only success I see.
Well, today I did a post and, I asked a lot of people, how they felt. And that is, if we had to compare, there's two versions. One is a version of all the medical doctors and scientists that came on this show, and they have column A, and then you have our leadership, the state, which is column B. What's the difference? Because there's basically a difference in how they feel. The only difference is in column B, which is our state leadership, they get to say whatever they say, and we got to do what not we got to do, but it's going to be done because column A has no say in how everything turns out. Okay. And so, because of that, the question is, whoever can do the best schmoozing, and I use that term loosely, when you schmooze someone, you got to remember, if you want to listen to it, go right ahead. But like I've always said, we're here to inform and educate, and you can do your own comparison. Don't have to listen to Uncle Charlie. I'll give you all the facts that we got, and we'll just leave it up to you. Now, what people should be really counting their blessings on, and I don't think anybody um, uh, recognizes them enough, is our frontline workers. And I'll tell you the reason why. If they get so tired one day and they just say, you know what, you guys don't like listen, the numbers are climbing, you don't really give a burp, then you know what, I quit. Then tell me what you're going to do. Tell me what's going to happen if your mom or dad get on heart attack. Who's going to take care of them? If one of the frontline workers said, you know what, I had it already. I don't want to do this no more. See, right now, everybody is lucky that we got dedicated people that won't turn their backs on us. But this is a two-way street. We got to make sure that we take care of them too by not overtaxing them, by not doing foolish things that can get you into the hospital. Okay? If we could control this virus from the outside and not have one person in the hospital, that would be great because I'll tell you the reason why. And the hospitals can concentrate on other illnesses like strokes, like heart attacks. Okay, all of that they can concentrate on that. But when you throw everything into the mix, it's getting down to the point that they're going to determine who can be saved and who can't. Today, on one of the national broadcasts, they interviewed a critical care nurse, and she says it's gotten to the point that if we can't save you, they have no choice but to push you into a ward that really is where people are going to die. So I can only imagine that's someplace where maybe they'll come and check in on you, maybe. But what a frightening feeling. You know you're going downhill, you look around, just a couple hours prior to you saw a lot of nursing staff tending to you, a lot of doctors. Now you got nobody tending to you. That tells you something. And what a ugly position to be in. So I think everyone needs to do their part and just try the best they can to, adhere to all the warnings that's been given out. Because like I said, if this frontline workers just say one day, the hell with you, I had it, I don't want to do it anymore, then tell me, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I have a very special friend watching tonight.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hi, Sophia. How are you? Hope you guys all safe at home, all snuggled up, watching cartoons or some kind of family show. No, you're not, right? You're watching the Mel and Charlie show. Anyway, thank you so much. Always enjoy our friends, especially our young friends. Sophia is, I don't know, how old is Sophia? 6 or 7, maybe five,
No.
5. And she watches us every night with her mom, Leona. And it's just so cool. She's so cool. And yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Just the new generation. Oh, 3. I'm sorry. What was I thinking? She's 3. She's one
Oh,
intelligent kid, though. She's one intelligent kid. To be watching us at 3 years old every night. Can you imagine when she starts to go to school? Oh, boy, we. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, right on. Yeah, I'm not very good with ages of kids or adults, Charlie. I mean, like, what? You're 17 right now this year, or you made 18, Charlie?
You talking in dog life?
Well, anyway, yeah, you what you said is so correct. Our frontline workers, and one more thing, people. A lot of us are angry. COVID fatigue has set in. We're frustrated, but many of us still flying off to the mainland. Many of
Yeah.
us still going to Vegas. Many of us going up there, planning, take the test, come back, um, and then you come home after your trip, and then you're upset again, and then you start blaming the tourists, and you start yelling at the tourists. But you yourself decided to travel, and I'm talking about vacation travel, non-essential travel,
Hmm.
during a pandemic. Okay, and I'm sorry for hurting your feelings, but like Dr. Darrell Carroll said a few months ago, now is not the time to be concerned about hurting people's feelings. I'm just being straight with you guys. If you cannot sit back and hang tight until we get this thing under control and you feel the need, you got to go to Vegas, you got to go roll the dice, or you got to go visit your family or whatever, non-essential travel, people, don't do it. And if you do it, no complain when you see the tourists coming here, because it's no different. You see, virus don't care, COVID don't care if you're a returning resident or a visitor. So now is not the time to be traveling. We don't need a governor to tell us we got to wear a mask. I mean, everybody's crying about a mask mandate. What, we wear our mask. We
Hmm.
social distance. We do what we got to do. Yeah, I'm pissed off with the governor. I damn right. I'm even more pissed off with the lieutenant governor because they're continuing to try to convince us that everything's all right when we know it's not. And I think that's detrimental. But we got to do what we can. We got to do what we have to do. And part of that is staying put. Part of that is not getting on an airplane unless you have to. Just stay home, people. Okay, let's be part of the solution, not the problem. Anyway, that was my vent. Vegas might close again. Good. I hope so. I hope so. You know, if we did what every other country did, we locked down the whole country. No traveling. Everybody stay home until we can get rid of the virus. But no, we in America cannot do that. Too many rights, too many butthurt people.
Yep.
And I'm getting upset about it because what? Let's relax. I'm upset because these numbers not going to slow down. If people think, oh, you know, I see a lot of emphasis placed on the new medication that's coming. Oh, we're going to get 44,000. They're so focused on the vaccine and the medicine. They're not even concerned about getting to a point in COVID cases that we're not going to have enough doses. You know, and I know we got to get to our guests, but you know what pisses me off, Charlie, is when they mention numbers, when they say numbers. Oh, 7 more died today. Oh, they look at it as a number. Well, it's not a number. It's a person. It's a family. It's a mom. It's a dad. It's a husband. It's a son. It's a grandpa. It's not a number, but they look at it as a number. And I tell you what, man, that's the wrong road to be on. When your brain is so focused on tourism and economy that these are numbers. Yeah, all of a sudden it means nothing. Well, if you put a name or a face to the number, maybe you look at it a little differently. Anyway, here we go. Thanks for allowing me to vent. That's why I didn't go on my Facebook today, my impromptu Facebook Live. It should be on any moment. What's going on here?
Oh, that's his baby.
I cannot see.
Yeah, no, there he is. Okay, he loading up his audio. Brother, you can hear us. Okay, coming in a little bit weak. Coming in a little bit weak. Mel, you can hear him, Mel.
I cannot hear him. I cannot hear him.
Okay. You get one volume control on your iPad. Set a max. Okay. Okay. You know the microphone on your iPad, stay on the top or the bottom. Is it blocked right now? Because you stay holding up the. Yeah.
I can hear him, but he's very, very, very faint. Very faint.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you like try your iPhone? Yeah, Ken? Okay, we're gonna let you go back out and you just log in with your iPhone, okay? Okay, brother. Okay. Thank you, brother. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear him, but I can hear him, but it was like there was kind of no volume on it, no volume.
Yeah. Okay, you still stay on your iPad. So yeah, okay. Anyways, little technical difficult, but we're gonna bring him back. He's gonna try to go on his iPhone. And he's coming to us live from the beautiful island of Lanai. Okay, which is beautiful, beautiful there. Yes, and it could be his case was covering the microphone. Yeah, you're right.
It sounded like something was blocking the microphone.
No, sometimes people they use like when towel or they prop them up, so they cover the corners, you know, of the iPad, and so that's the microphone is it's not on the front of the screen, it's on off to the side, so they block it. Yeah. So anyway, while we wait for him to come back, you know, Mel, we all angry. Oh, there he goes. Okay, now he gonna connect. He's connecting audio.
Are
Okay,
you?
oh,
Oh,
perfect.
you.
Oh,
Now
perfect,
we get
brother.
him.
You we get him.
You can
Now
see
we
me.
get him.
How's that? She go.
Yeah, I can see you. You're doing good, brother. You're doing good. Doing good.
Trey, do me a favor, Trey. Turn down your fan. You still messing my hair. No, no, no. Just kidding.
No,
Just
no, no,
kidding.
no, no. We can't.
Kaya na, kind of vela in here, hot that.
It's. I tell you, it's humid. It's
I
hot.
tell you.
I,
I tell you. How's it going,
anyway,
guys?
hello, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Charlie. I'm gonna let Charlie do the introduction. Because I'm still anxious to meet you too, my friend.
Seems like I know
Anyway.
a lot about you, Mel. I mean, I hear so much about you from Charlie. I'm like,
Anyway,
about you though.
ladies and gentlemen, this is my brother all the way from the island of Lanai, originally from Honolulu. This is Nyle Dolera. Hey Nyle, it is so good catching up with you. I'm glad you're home. I'm glad you're home now.
I'm down at
Yeah.
home too, brother.
And you know, a lot of people. We got a good group of people on tonight right now, because you know, COVID happens to be at the forefront of everything, right?
Check. Yeah.
And you know, we try to share information and experiences, so hopefully nobody walks down that path that may end up in disaster. You know what I'm saying, right? So
You know that.
so I'm so glad. And first of all, I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for agreeing to come on. I know we had a talk about this, and
Yeah.
and I, you know, so why don't and this is brother Mel Raposa right here. He's
How's it,
another
Mel?
law enforcement. And I told Mel about you. He says, hey, right on. So why don't we start off by telling the people, you know, introduce yourself, where you from, and just, you know, small kind of find out background about you.
Um. Well, I'm Charlie's high school classmate. Come on, Mel. 77. That's how I met Charlie. We went to high school together.
Yep.
I grew up in Kaneohe. I was retired HPD, retired in 2011 after like 27, 28 years. Moved up to Lanai in 2014 after I retired, you know, just wanted to change, you know, get out of the rat race, you know. So I did that, but, you know, and then got a part-time job over here just to be busy and be active, get out of the house, to, you know, smoke and, you know, live up attention and just to get busy. But I enjoy it up here, nice, quiet. Like I said, people are nice, friendly. You know, only 2,000 people, no traffic. You know, nothing like Honolulu or where I was. Had to get out of the rat race, but you know, like I was telling Charlie, I came here for specific reasons. You know, Charlie knows, he understands. So, and it's working for me. You know what I mean? It's working for me. Like I said, law enforcement. I graduated UH, and then I got into the after a couple of years of doing different things, I finally got into HPD in 1984. So got out in 2011. That was enough. You know, things have changed. You know, Charlie was police department too, so he knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, so was Mel too, right? You guys are police department.
Actually, I got in the department in 1984 as well.
Oh yeah,
that was
yeah.
That's what I got in. I graduated from high school in 82 and went into the department in 84. 19 years old. 19 years old. I was in too young
I
to
graduated
carry a
in
gun.
82, so like a couple of years, and I got into HPD. So and that was it. That was, you know, that was my career. You know, it was all right. It was a good time. Yeah. Good time to leave too, I think, though. You know, things have changed.
I've never been to Lanai, right? Me and Charlie, we was talking about that. When this stuff is all over, we're gonna get to Lanai, man. I know Charlie has, but I have never been to Lanai. And,
this is a secret. No, tell nobody about this place.
Yeah. Well, so you were a COVID. You're a COVID survivor, really?
I like to say it. Make it sound so dramatic, but I did have COVID, you know, and I got hit with that illness, I guess you could say, and you know, they've made it back out to Queens, so I shipped out. You know,
why don't we start? Why don't we start from the beginning? You know, where do you think you got the COVID? I know it hit on the island hard, but you know, out of 3,000, they were able to contain it to about 106 or 120, something like that.
Yeah, that's the last number I heard. You know, but I can't say for sure exactly where I got it from. I don't know if I should say, because there's HIPAA, HIPAA and everything.
Yeah.
But I have an idea. I guess like almost 90% where I got it from, because when the contact tracer calls you, they're asking you all these questions, right?
Right.
So and they're talking about specific people and stuff. So you kind of have an idea where you could have contacted it from. So I don't think I should say, but obviously, if you guys put the investigative hats on, you probably can figure it out. It's not that hard, Like I said, I think we open for tourism on October 15th. Well, I think Inter-Island could travel October 15th. So it's just within a week. We got I think it was Tuesday. I think it was Thursday, October 15th was. And I think Tuesday when they hit 3 people from Lanai got COVID, right? Positive. And I was like, wow, after all these months. So, and then I got notified on Wednesday, basically the next day. Yeah. By the contact tracer. So, okay. And my exposure was minimal at that point in time, and I had no symptoms. So he felt that I didn't need to be quarantined at that time because my exposure was minimal. I didn't have much contact with this person. So I continued to work. I was good. Never had no symptoms, And I said I'll take the next COVID test on my day off, because knowing that when you take the COVID test, you have to stay out of work until you get the results back. So I was waiting my days off. So I took the test on on Wednesday, the 18th, I believe it was. Was it 18th? I can't see. The 28th. I'm sorry, the 28th, October 28th, which is a Wednesday. I made an appointment. And next day, the 29th, next day, they called me up that I got tested positive. So at that point in time, they said I have to quarantine at home, which is fine. I stayed home. The contact tracer called me every day to see how was the temperature, to give me an oximeter to check my oxygen level. No symptoms. And about a week later, I don't know, I feel kind of tired, I was like, I woke up in the morning, just walking to the living room. I felt like my breath was kind of labored. I was kind of tired, So I called the doc about maybe 8 o'clock or so. I said, and I checked my oximeter. My oxygen level was like 85, 86. Whoa. It should be about 95. You know what I'm saying? About that point. So he said, okay, now let me get back to you. It was about 8:30 or so. 5-10 minutes later, he called me back. He said, we're gonna fly you out. I'm just coming in half an hour. So I'm like, what? So I'm scrambling, making last minute phone calls. Grabbing whatever we could grab. I didn't grab too much. Just grab my wallet, my keys, my phone charger, a small bag, toothpaste. That's about it. Toothbrush and a small bag. Made a couple phone calls. Tried to find somebody to hurry up to watch my dog. Just me and my dog live with this. I live over here, but me and my dog. And then, like we said, within half an hour, the ambulance was outside my door. Took me to the Lanai Community Hospital. Went to different tests. They gave me chest x-rays, my EKG, blood tests, all these tests, getting me ready. They was waiting for a room to be available at Queens. I think, and then the x-ray, they showed that I also had a pneumonia on top of the COVID, So that's when my breath was kind of labored, getting tired. So they was concerned about that. So even more so, they wanted me to go fly out. So they asked me where I wanted to go, Maui or Queens. I said, well, my primary doctor is in Honolulu, so I think go Queens. So that's how I ended up there. So they flew me out to Queens on the air ambulance. The air ambulance. Must have been about 3:30, 4 o'clock when I actually got me to Queens. And there I stayed in the COVID ward, the COVID wing, brand new wing, which was just recently modified or, renovated. Beautiful place for a wing, a hospital, but, high tech, everything, was pretty impressive, actually. I think they spent like $95 million renovating this whole wing. I think it was FEMA funds or something, but it took 5 months to get the whole thing was set up. So that's where I stood for like 5-6 days being treated. So that's how I was in Queens. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So you said it was the modified, that's that zero pressure, right? That wing.
Negative pressure, yes, exactly. And they tried to minimize contact with me. So they have like a video outside so they can talk without, they have a video screen so they can talk without me entering the room. So what I tend to keep in my room is change band-aids, blood tests, and monitor and out. They don't spend too much time in my room. So that's how it was. It was a high-tech room. They spent a lot of money on it, apparently. And I remember seeing it on the news and opened it about a month ago. So it's kind of like, wow, I'm over here. I guess that's what you call intensive care, right? So, but it's fortunate because, could have been worse. I could have had a, ventilator down my throat, which I did not have, so it was blessed in that regard, So I went through the COVID treatment protocol, so to speak. They had a treatment plan, and that's what I was doing for those 5-6 days I was in the Queens.
Can you tell the people, I know you and I talked about it, but you were on the remdesivir protocol.
Correct. Right.
Okay.
So that consisted of it's a 5-day treatment plan, and they also give you like plasma, steroids, blood thinners, because I guess you can get subject to blood clots, right? And they're always taking insulin because I think the steroids increases your sugar level. So they're always monitoring that. I mean, I got bruises all over my body when you test you, how it goes 24 hours a day, always coming in, taking your blood, drawing blood. So, that's what it was for 5-6 days. And I went through I completed everything. I'm good to go, no symptoms. But then I still had to do my quarantine, right? Before I come back to Lanai or even leave the place.
Okay. So before we go into the next phase, Mel, you get any questions, Mel?
I just real quick, as far as the symptoms, so
Right.
you get medevac and you're at Queens now.
Right.
Obviously, you're not moving around. You're in the bed, but
Right.
did the symptoms get worse before it got better, or?
No, I think they caught it early enough. It was stable. You know what I mean? I just spent the time watching TV, lying in bed, which is can get old after a while, but you do what you gotta do, right? Of course, no visitors, right? So but I had friends, FaceTiming, calling, texting, keeping my spirits up. So that was good,
Wow.
So that was helpful.
Yeah. So this is the part that I think, I really wanted to get to, and we'll take it slow because I know it can get complicated. But then, like you said, you had to do your quarantine because you were positive, COVID positive. So you had to run out your quarantine after you get discharged, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when did you get discharged from Queens Medical Center?
A Monday afternoon about 4:00.
So that would have been what, November? I'm looking at the
9th, November 9th.
No, Monday afternoon is a 7th. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Monday. Okay, 9th. So you get discharged on the 9th.
Right.
Okay.
Because I made it to Queens on the 4th, so that's 5-6 days. 5 days that it was severe, and then the 9th Monday I could get out.
Okay. So on the 9th, tell everybody what happened to you then from the 9th.
Okay, so they told me they discharged me. They gave me all the discharge papers. I'm good to go. Department of Health. They brought a van. They transported me to this hotel in Waikiki called the Waikiki Pearl, which is the COVID, place where you can keep people in quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Osanahua and Kuhio Avenue area. So that's where I was going to stay that night, or finish up my quarantine before I could fly back to Lanai. So it was okay. I mean, it's a regular, nothing fancy, but just a room. They fed you 3 meals a day. So this is Monday. So Tuesday, the next morning, I called my caseworker in Queens, and I just inquired about a CPAP machine because I use it to sleep at nights on Lanai. I have one at home to help me sleep. And she said to check on it, try to get back to me, and that's fine. So they look into it. They try to figure it out. So the day passes by. I didn't get any feedback. They said and then as the phone call came, they said, if you want that, we try to get to you, but you have to transfer you to another location where they have a medical person that can monitor you overnight. So I'm thinking, well, that's fine. I'm thinking, a sleep lab or something, or someplace like that to monitor me because of my CPAP. So I remember it was 3:00 Monday afternoon. The van comes, picks me up, and takes me to another location, Evile. And that's what this place called. It's called the Temporary Quarantine Isolation Center.
So that's on Tuesday, the 10th, right?
QQIC, Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday afternoon. So it's this place located in Evile area where they said they wanted me to finish up my quarantine because I requested a CPAP, and they said they have qualified medical personnel that can watch me overnight. So that was the idea of me getting transferred there.
Mm-hmm.
So I got there about 4:00 Tuesday afternoon. And basically I walked in, I checked in, and they checked me out, a whole bunch of questions, of course. And I walked into the place. I said, I ain't staying here. It wasn't, to me, conducive to healing and resting and feeling better about myself.
Nyle, we have pictures and 2 videos.
Correct.
Which the place you're talking about, is it the video or the pictures?
Same place, pictures and videos.
That
was my room. That was my room.
Okay, let me. I'll put up the pictures first, and then we'll put up the video.
Yeah, so I just wanted people to say, this is where they send me. Department of Health to get better.
Is that what it looked like?
No. You got blank screen again. You got to bring up. It says, it's not up yet.
Well, I don't know why it's telling me that it's, what the heck?
Yeah, you got to share screen or.
Yeah, no, I'm sharing it. It's telling me it's shared, but I don't know why it's not sharing. It's not showing up.
No, I don't see anything.
Oh, okay. All right, keep on going. I gotta go figure this out.
Well, I had an opportunity to view where you're at now. If I'm not mistaken, based on the information I gathered, that location, the Transition Quarantine Isolation Center, was purchased by either the state or the county, right, as the original homeless shelter and drug treatment, right?
That's my understanding. I think at one time it was a federal prison transition home where people come back from federal prison and transition back into society. That's where they were staying at one time. That's what I was told,
Yeah, because I got to take a look at the interior, and I said, wow, that thing, I've been to some places and it's home for some people, but I was wondering, how do you recuperate in a place as that? I mean, there wasn't nothing.
Well, like I said, Charlie, we both worked in the cell block. So like I said, it looked like a cell block to me. The only thing was missing was bars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay,
No, nothing, Charlie.
No.
Okay, I'm not sure why it's not doing it. It's on my side, it's showing that it's sharing, but.
Oh, really?
Son of a gun.
Yeah, well, like I said, the picture worth 1,000, so I had to take the video. I had to show people, this is where the Department of Health sent me to get better, and I just could not believe it,
Yeah. Okay.
So I started making phone calls. I said, what do I have to do to get out of this space? Go someplace else because I wanted to leave. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I called my caseworker at Queens. Then I got a call from this person at the Department of Health. I tell him, what do I need to do to get out of this space? I'll find someplace else to stay. So they said, well, this is what you have to do now. You have to sound consent, releasing them of any type of, because I'll give them consent saying no liabilities on their part. I'm there clean. Leaving on my desire, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
This is a contact this hotel. It's another hotel that is for COVID quarantine people. That's the Department of Health has designated as a place we could go. You have to use your own money because you want to leave, which is, I said, that's fine. Whatever it takes to get out of this space and get another area to stay. And he says, contact them, make the reservation, get the confirmation number, and get it back to him. Done. A couple of minutes later, I called the hotel, got my confirmation, used my credit card number, got a confirmation number, called him back. I said, well, this is my confirmation at this hotel that he wanted me to stay at. Good. He said, okay, the transportation, the Department of Health was sending transport in about half an hour. So I'm ecstatic. I'm leaving. I'm so happy that I'm going to leave. I leave this place to someplace nice. Because he said this place is nicer than Waikiki Pearl where I was staying the night before. And I can use my money. Like I said, whatever it takes to get me out of this place, I'm going to do what I have to do. So I excited that I'm going to leave this place. About 9:30, the van comes, picks me up, takes me to the hotel on Alamana Boulevard, kind of like across the street from the Hawaiian Prince. I walk in, they have my confirmation. Long story short, they didn't allow me to stay.
Okay, it's up there now. So is this the screen? You see them now? This is the place, right?
That's the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I cannot get them any bigger than that, but that's the place.
So
Um,
folks, this is the trans. Yeah, there you go. This is the transitional quarantine facility that supposedly individuals go that need medical attention to
Right,
quarantine, and they're under constant observation.
right.
So this is this is the outside of it. There you go. And as you can see, it's there's another view, another shot. Okay.
Charlie, if you can bring out the video is worth 1,000 words. You know what I'm saying?
somebody
Yeah.
just posted. Somebody just posted. Mahilani said that's where the homeless stays.
Yeah.
I guess you could technically say I was homeless, right?
Yeah, that. I mean, people, imagine, right? You just had a bout with COVID, 5-6 days in the hospital, medevac, and because you need a CPAP machine, they got to move you to a location. They're telling you that you're going to get monitored by medical personnel, and you pull up into this place. Seriously.
And the CPAP was never provided to me. Was never given to me that right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all they did was come in every hour or so, check my temperature, ask me how I'm doing, and that's them monitoring me. You know, I'm thinking to myself, well, you gonna watch me sleep overnight, or what's the scoops? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna monitor me?
Okay. So one of the viewers is asking, to get out, why did you have to pay? Because you is that what the Department of Health
That's
told
what I
you?
was told. That if I had to leave, I'm leaving on my, on my desire. It's like you have to pay if you want to leave. And I said, well, I'm leaving. I don't pay what I have to pay. I put 6 days because my end of quarantine was the 16th. So you're talking about
Yeah.
what day? I forget what day, the 5th, the 9th. That's like almost 6-7 days. That $200 a day. So my credit card was like over $2,300. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I have to do. In
Yeah.
fact, you get one of those fraud alerts on the credit card. They send me a text. Did you spend this money on a hotel room? I said yes. So I had the confirmation number, everything. The hotel had the confirmation number. The
Okay.
DOH sent me there. They told me this is the place that COVID quarantine people have to stay or can stay.
Yeah. So Ed Hori, yeah, that is on Kaha'ahi Street. That's in by Kapalama, actually by Dillingham, behind Jack in a Box, that area.
Right.
Yeah. You got that video, Mel?
Yeah, I'm trying to get them up right now.
Okay. So folks, we're going to show you this video because Nyle sent me this video. Here we go. This is the video. This is his room.
This is my room.
Yeah.
Remember now, just get out of the hospital.
Yeah. This is his room. There is nothing in here. He's supposed to quarantine in this room. Nothing, no sheets, nothing. Look at the bathroom, not even toilet paper. And this is where they
Actually, I think the disease you can get from that room is probably worse than COVID.
No, I was thinking the same thing too. Instead of COVID, I gotta worry about hepatitis and AIDS and whatever else kind of communicable diseases get over there.
See, this I know that some news media is watching this tonight, some television news. That's embarrassing. That's not even humane.
That's not how you take care of Tupuna. That's not how you take care of somebody. That's not Hawaiian style. You know what I mean? If the mayor stayed in there, then I would stay in there. But I don't think he would stay in there. To get better, there's no place to convalesce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just was in intensive care 2 days ago. Prior to that.
Okay, this is another view. See the living
And
room.
my chair, my table, my Subway sandwich.
Look at the chair. Look at the chair. Look at this.
This is what they expect someone who has COVID to convalesce to run out their 14 days. Just because he asked for a CPAP.
which he never got.
which he
Which I
never got.
And that's
Look
why
how
I said I
filthy.
was willing to pay whatever it costs to get me out of that place. So it cost me $2,200 for 6 days. I'm paying it. You know what I mean?
So basically, folks, I know some of you, just by the questions, you get a hard time understanding. He's right now, he's under the direction of the DOH because he was COVID positive. So the DOH is the one that has to clear him. That's why he cannot jump on plane right now. He cannot fly back to Lanai. But look at the quarters. They expected him to convalesce because he had asked for a CPAP machine. That's the part I cannot understand. They took you out of your hotel room to let you convalesce here because supposedly they get medical attention.
Right.
Look how filthy this place is.
That's my opinion, but some people might be saying otherwise.
But how, you got to be in a right frame of mind to try convalescing on a place like this. I mean, right?
I'm sorry, that's why I wanted to leave. As soon as I walked in, I said, I'm out of here. I ain't staying in this place.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. But this is upsetting. This is upsetting.
I think of mold, mildew, dirt all around the place. I don't know when the last time was clean. And I'm like, I ain't touching anything in here,
And you get COVID cleaning protocols, and it doesn't even seem like they had COVID clean. And this is the Department of Health, right?
Heck. But Tony, it gets better, my story, right?
Well, we so folks, hang on.
Let's
Hang
take
on.
a breather, because for
Yeah.
some of us that it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Unacceptable. And it's hard. It's because I'm biased, right? Law enforcement. You 27, 28-year veteran.
Me too, just like you, bro.
Served your life as a police officer, and this condition shouldn't be acceptable for anybody. Anybody. I mean, even the homeless.
Sentiments, Mel. You know where it's coming from.
I hope the news media picks up on this. I hope they put this on every channel. I hope this goes to the mainland news, because it's an insult, really, to all of us. Like you say, Kupuna, man, I just guys, you guys better share this. Everybody watching this, you better hit that share button and make sure everybody gets to see this, because this is a healthy guy. He just come off of COVID, but imagine if this was your 78-year-old grandpa.
Aye.
Or your 78-year-old grandma. What would you do?
Yep.
This is I guess I'm speechless. I guess Susan says, looks like a dump. It is a dump. It is a dump.
I don't want to use those words,
That's the beautiful thing about our show, is we can say whatever we like because it's true. I'm just reading some of the comments. Oh my God.
So anyway,
disrespectful. Looks like a dump.
just so our viewers' knowledge, this facility was first purchased as a transitional, federal transitional holding area. Then the state had acquired it to go into basically a homeless shelter. And then after that, because when COVID hit, they took it over as the transitional quarantine isolation, because supposedly they have medical professionals there, which I didn't see.
Which is probably just an RN, because somebody did check on me. I'm just guessing. I never saw no doctor there, but
Yeah. And on top of that, didn't have a CPAP. Now just remember, on the 9th, he stayed one night at the Pearl, and because he wanted a CPAP, he had to check out to go to this transitional.
Correct.
With the understanding he's going to have medical supervision. But he didn't know that included RNs and cockroaches. He didn't know that.
And a hell of a lot of mold.
Yeah, mold. And so I think Nyle, I know this is not a funny thing, But I think they was using you as a test subject to see if you would outlast the mold. That's
I'm
what I
old as mold.
Actually, I really, somebody over here, like you, Dana, hashtag Camp COVID, you know? No, I think, all joking aside, really, I would think that what they were doing was trying to see if you can pass COVID from a human to a cockroach.
yeah.
So they were using, after you left, they're going to test all the roaches to see if you'd give them. Was there anybody else in that facility?
Not that I could see. I didn't leave my room actually. I just stayed in my room and I couldn't think already. You know what I'm saying? I was just
Captain,
thinking, get out of
you
this
was probably
place.
the only one. I bet you was the
Okay.
only one there.
How long you stayed in there? Because now you're in there on the 10th. How long you stayed in
Okay,
there?
so I checked in about 4 o'clock and I left
On the 10th.
after about 10 o'clock, 10 after in the evening. I finally was on my way.
On the 10th. Okay.
Check the same night.
So,
I didn't,
so
like I said,
so now to get out of there, the DOH, they're telling you if you want to go stay, they don't even offer you to go back to the Pearl, which is a COVID unit. They go
yes,
send you to another COVID unit, but they're telling you it's on your dime because
shoot,
you leaving from here. And this
right,
is 10 o'clock at night. So now you get confirmation to this new place that you're going because they ran your credit card and all that.
right.
Confirmation. Okay.
I got all my email, everything. You know, they text you, everything confirmed.
So this place is across from the Hawaii Prince on
It's called
Alamona Boulevard, right? Right next to Tradewind.
The Equias Hotel.
Okay.
So that's where it was, which is like another state quarantine,
Yeah.
a hotel where you can stay.
So 10 o'clock, the Department of Health van pick you up, take you there. Now, does the DOH come in with you or they just drop you off?
They dropped me off, and I walked in. But the hotel was expecting me right there. They knew I was coming.
Okay. And so what happened?
So, so I'm not excited, right? I'm just happy to leave this place. Like I said,
I sorry. I cannot get that out of my head. I cannot get that room out of my head. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you, man. I'm just like, gosh, go on. I'm sorry.
No, so the Department of Health guy who's helping me, who got me going over here to this place, and he said, now this place is better than the Pearl. So I said, well, good, because I went to the Pearl, but this is better than the Pearl. I'm spending my money. I'm going to go over there for 5 days, finish up my quarantine, whatever it takes. I checked in. They didn't want to check me in. They said there was an issue with the vendor and the hotel because you called a 1-800 number, make the reservations, but there's some kind of issue with the credit card. But like I said, I had the confirmation that it was all good, but it was between the hotel and that vendor, that third-party vendor, I guess you could say. So I'm saying, okay, how's about this? It's late at night. Let me just pay for one night. Take care of this in the morning, clear it up.
Okay.
No. Just adamant about, they don't want to even engage me. The DOH nurse was there. She's all just at the PPEs. They didn't even want to talk to me. Then about half an hour or so later, they called the police. 3 officers came to me. They wanted to, because I didn't want to leave, they wanted to trespass me. Now look, the DOH sent me there. They drove me there. I had confirmation to be there, and they want to trespass me. Now it's like, 11, going to 11, 12 o'clock. I'm hungry. Before I left the place, I called Uber Eats because I figure I want to tell us when it's chicken, the food there, I go upstairs, eat, I'm good, I'm asleep. No, it didn't work out that way. They delivered the food in the lobby. They didn't allow me to eat. I asked, can I eat my food? He said, no. I'm like I said, I'm tired. I'm just frustrated already, right? They're not going to check in. Putting the officers, they knew I was a retired captain, and I guess their hands are tied because like the call is being made by Department of Health. Like I said, the front desk clerk and then the nurse, they went off in their own corner. They didn't want to engage with me because I was asking maybe hard questions and like, how come? Why? What's this? I wasn't complaining. I was explaining, right? I'm tired. It's after 11, 12 o'clock. So eventually I went back on the sidewalk outside. I ate my dinner on the sidewalk. But when I thought to come, the officers come out, goes, oh, sorry, sir, you gotta leave. And I go like, where are you going? Because I have to be in quarantine. You're basically telling me like I'm gonna break quarantine and possibly get arrested, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, and put things. There's nothing wrong with the office. I understand. I used to work at Key. I used to work at Key for years. But like I said, so I told him, make sure you make the report, put them on the highlights, because I want everybody to know what will happen. You know what I'm saying? And
So this is the night of the 10th, the morning of the 11:30. This is Wednesday morning, 1
correct.
o'clock. So they tell you to
Right.
move on. So where did
Correct.
you go? Where did you go?
Okay, so I started walking. I figured Hail Mary pass. I'm gonna just ask all of them on the hotel because they're right across the street, right? They politely said no, of course. You know what I mean? Like I said, all you can do is ask, right? They said, well, would you like to go to the pagoda? I said, well, can you call them? Because I don't know, walk there for nothing just to get a no. And they called, and they said, well, they're full. And I said, well, I'm tired of it. I just frustrated, I'm tired. Or I just, I wasn't, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up walking across the street to Honolulu Beach Park. Got on bench, on table. When my last couple battery charges, or whatever left, like it was under 10, I want to text the guy from DOH and, hey, this is the emergency. I'm stuck. I have no place to stay. And then my phone died, basically. I didn't have no place to charge my phone. It was dead already. So I'm thinking, like, nobody knows where I'm at. The DOH is supposed to be watching me. And I'm literally breaking the law. I'm not in quarantine. So I ended up walking. I ended up at Hootie Lagoon on the benches. It must have been about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I got soaked by the sprinklers. The sprinklers came on. So I'm in a shorts and t-shirt, soaking wet. I go, wow, somebody got a sense of humor over here. What you gonna do? They can laugh. I'm freezing now. You know what I mean? I'm cold. I said, well, I just left the bench. I ended up walking on Kalakaua Avenue, went to 7-Eleven, got a quick coffee. One cinnamon roll. Just started walking. Ended up at Fort DeRusi Beach on the bench, hanging out. Then I just wanted to lay down on the sand. Then by 8 o'clock or so, I knew my caseworker at Queen starts working 8. My last couple, battery, I called her. I stuck. I mean, what am I gonna do? Then she said, "I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you." Well, I forget the exact words. But in the meantime, I had a text from the guy from DOH. When I had the text, he says, "Call CARES Hawaii. They know about the situation. They can help you," which is what I did. And again, and like I said, my phone basically died already. I was stuck. So about 9 o'clock or so, I went to L&L all in one. I wanted to eat breakfast. I had to take my medication. I needed to take my medication, my steroid medication. Finishing up the series of medications that I had to take. I told the nice gentleman at the window, "Hey, uncle, you can help me out. I gotta charge my phone. I expected some phone calls. I have to make some phone calls. I had like a couple of dollars ago. I just threw in this tip jar, and I figured since to eat, And he said, okay, he take care. He charged my phone. Got to about 20 on the battery, and I started making phone calls again. Like, what's going on? What's going on? So especially from CARES Hawaii saying, well, now I've texted people, I emailed people, I called people, and I stayed waiting for a response. And like, what you gonna do, right? So I turned my phone off to conserve battery. I just turned it on like every half an hour to see if I got a message or a text or a phone call. It didn't happen, Now it's like 10, 11. I call him back, same response. No, sorry, nobody got back to me. Like, what? I'm like, okay, just a phone call. Like, and you don't have a place to stay. But that's CARES Hawaii. I don't know what's going on. Then about 11 o'clock or 11:30 or so, my friend from HPD, captain, called me up and goes, "Nyle, what's going on?" I guess the scuttlebutt I reached, everybody's talking about when we retired captain gets, so he said, "Where are you?" I said, "I don't want the beach park, but L&L on the bench by the beach." I said, "Okay, I'm coming. What you need?" I said, "Give me a battery charger because I need to charge the phone and just come." So, within half an hour, he was there with energy bars, water, charging my batteries. And he's a captain. He works at the Emergency Management Command. And they do a lot with the COVID people, right? Because everything is a big place to vaccinate people. His officers would be there helping. And this is Captain Sonny Santos. So he was upset what happened to me. Like, he couldn't believe what happened to me. So like, he started making phone calls. He said, "I'll get back to you." You know, an hour later, he says, "Okay, I'll come in. I'll pick you up. I'll take you back to the pro." Okay. Oh, what? I work with this lady from Cairns, Hawaii. You know, I don't get no phone calls from her, nothing. He's telling me, you know, I go, you call her up, tell her, because I don't want to go someplace, and she sent me someplace else. You know, I don't know if they were talking. Long story short, you know, he said, "You good now? Come in, stay there." Threw me in the back of the pickup truck, the HPD pickup truck, and boom, drove me to Waikiki. Simple, that fast. Next day he come, he drop off food for me. He brought me 2 t-shirts, 2 shorts, underwear, toiletries, one big food bag of snacks. But that's how you take care of somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just couldn't believe that was on the beach. That's not supposed to happen.
You know, Nyle, I think good thing I your brother, because I feel like crying now because I said piss off. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Just imagine you were somebody older that never have that intestinal fortitude like you to fight your way through. They would have gone in one corner, sleep, and mock it. All because you had asked for on CPAP, which you need to sleep with. That's all you asked for. And you got treated like crap. One veteran proudly served the city and county of Honolulu. And that's the way they treat you. That's the stuff that pisses me off. Now, the DOH, they get nailed so hard by everybody. You would think they put their best foot forward for trying to make everything good. Not even that they could do for you. Not even that.
And that's the reason why I called you, because I want to make certain that it doesn't happen to anyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Glad you called. I'm glad you called, brother.
You know, maybe I was the one to experience this, so I can fix the system. Because these guys on Maui, my caretaker, Maui Health, they wasn't aware of what's happening to me in Honolulu. They weren't talking. You know what I'm saying? So they was upset what happened to me. Like, what? How can, you know, they was like, they just couldn't believe what happened to me.
So now, so you check into the pro the day of the Wednesday, the 11th, right?
Right. Same afternoon, same room. I walk in like I never left. The beds were not, you know, fixed. My water bottle, everything the same place as I left. Like I just left the room for one day. Same room. I was happy to be there, brother. You know what I'm saying?
But to think,
I think I sent you a video of my room.
Yeah, but to think you've been gone for one day. But in one day, you basically was houseless. You basically was looked upon like, hey, you a troublemaker. You got DOH personnel at the Aqueous that excommunicado. They excommunicated you, and yet they're supposed to be there to help you. They're DOH. And they basically will put you on the streets. Now we showing this again one more time. Yeah,
I have to because I'm like you, Charlie. I like cry.
You know, Charlie, the part is, what if I got a relapse or something, or I got sick because of water and went back to Queens, or something worse happened to me? The DOH, the Department of Health, is liable for what happened to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And remember, you had pneumonia. So basically, you
I got all my X-rays, everything right over here. The doctor's file will send me out.
Yep. I mean, I cannot believe that happened to you, brother. And that's the reason.
Neither can I. That's why I said, you know, I have to tell my story. And I thought of you, Charlie.
And that's the reason why I told you, please, let us tell your story, because you know, ladies and gentlemen, you just cannot make up this kind of stuff. There is no way. And you know, like I told you, my brother here, he's soft-spoken in a way that, you know, he gonna laugh it off. But there's some people out there that would have gone to drastic measures to settle the score. It could have been easily done. And you know, I look at this and I tell myself, you go and you walk in on the beach, brother, you just came out of a COVID unit. That's the reason why you had labored breathing going in, you coming out, you still on medication, and then you
Right.
walking all over Waikiki. Bruh, that is that is that. I mean, look at that. It's filthy. And the DOH is happy, is proud of this.
that's,
This is
that's what
a
I mean. Is that indicative of how you treat people who need help?
boy. No, that's not. That's not.
I I I am speechless. I am actually more angry now than I was this morning. And this morning I was really angry. And people are saying, send this video. Trust me, I will send this video everywhere. Because there is absolutely no reason, anybody, whether you're a captain of HPD or a homeless person that
Exactly.
get
It's not
told,
irrelevant. You know what I mean?
it doesn't matter who.
Doesn't matter.
Now, would Josh Green have stayed in there? Would
Would Conway
EJ
say?
would
If
would
they stay in
EJ
there, I would
allow
stay in there.
a family member for go stay in there? I don't know where the breakdown was, but that definitely has to be investigated. I will send
Well,
this. The first people gonna get this tonight. As soon as I finish this show tonight, is going to be the Senate COVID committee at the state Senate.
well, like I said,
Because
nobody got back to me with an explanation as to what happened. You know what I'm
Still to
saying?
this day,
and
still to this day, nobody got back to you.
No. And I'm not
You
gonna
know,
call them, they call me.
no, you know what? I hope that, this will have thousands of viewers, and I hope somebody knows a lawyer. I hope there's a lawyer. I hope there's a civil rights attorney that's willing to take this case. You see, I never met you before. Charlie told me about the story real broadly. He sent the videos. I kind of had to click them to make sure it worked. I never watched through them until tonight. I'm overwhelmed, I guess. And this kind of stuff, this just cannot happen. 8 months, 9 months into this pandemic, this should never happen. That facility should not. And this is for someone that needed additional medical, according to them now. You don't need medical supervision for a CPAP, but they said you did. They said that they would get you one. You never got the CPAP. So the reason that you went to that shithole wasn't even fulfilled. You never got the CPAP. I mean, Lord have mercy. I'm at a loss. Lynn DeCoit. Okay, Lynn DeCoit, Representative DeCoit, she's on it. She said they will now. God bless you, Rep DeCoit. The news media will get this too. I can promise you that.
Well, the part is like so I called my attorney while I was in Pearl. I said, what you think should happen? I mean, this is what happened to you. What you think? He said, now I'll send this video to the media, which he did. And I got copies of the email. He sent it out on the 16th to 2 different stations. And like, it's been over a week, and I never get one for just about a week, and I never get no response. So I'm thinking like, okay, what's going on? So I figured, well, I'll just call Charlie. Go back a door, another platform. Go this way.
Well,
But like I said, I get copies of the emails.
I'm
He did
reading
send
the
them out.
comments. I'm reading the comments, and there's people actually crying, and I know these people personally, and I know that they are crying right now. Seriously, tears, because it's crap. This what we just saw tonight is, and I'm reading the comments. I'm looking down because I'm reading these things. Pilau, shame on the system. It's this inhumane comes to mind.
Well, I agree,
Inhumane.
but just has to stop, right? Just make this fix the problem.
Mhm.
Somebody else will fall through the cracks. So like I said, I don't know if it's miscommunications, fall through the crack, or whatever reason, but I don't know what happened.
This is where I will say that I focus on as an investigator. Up until the time they checked you into the pro the first time, everything is copacetic.
Yeah, I was happy.
But the moment you ask for the CPAP for them to take you out, that's where, wait a minute now. So you're saying that in order to, because
See,
you use the
yeah.
CPAP at home and you're not under, okay, I got your picture of your daughter, your lovely daughter there, brother.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You're too nice.
Okay. You got your video on. Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay. So when you get to that position where, because you're on CPAP, you use a CPAP at your house in Lanai, and
Oh, yeah, okay.
you're not under medical supervision for that.
No. In
You
fact,
don't
they
need-
ask me, the nurse, the people at the hotel goes, did you bring a CPAP? Goes, I said, nothing. I didn't plan to pack it, okay? Sorry, I was just busy.
Yeah. So you got your seat. So you asked for a CPAP. It said we gotta send you to a location that has medical intervention. That's basically what they told you.
Basically,
there,
yes.
You go there. Now you're supposed to be put into a right frame of mind to quarantine for basically 7+ days until you finish quarantine. So you can be deemed safe enough to fly back to Lanai.
Right.
Okay. Because I'm looking at the comments, any prudent individual would look at that and say, you know what? I cannot stay here. And that's all you did.
That's all I wanted. People agree. Like, I might be wrong, but
So they made arrangements with you, and you said, you know what? Just you made arrangements, and they suggested another quarantine hotel, which was Equus.
Right.
So over the phone, you did everything by credit card. Big confirm, you get confirmation.
Right.
DOH picks you up. DOH takes you to that location. The driver drops you off, but inside the lobby, there's somebody from DOH with PPE, right?
Right.
You walk up, and that person from the DOH, while you're explaining, is actually treating you as if you're a combatant. So they call the police. That's what I don't get. And you're trying to tell them, hey, I just got released from Queens. I stayed at Pearl. I went through the transitional quarantine isolation, and I'm back here. And they say, no, we don't like you. You see, that's where I'm getting flustered now. So you tired? By then, we're already talking about 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning already.
Right.
And so from right across from Hawaii Prince, you walk over the bridge, Hawaii Canal, you go around the corner, you go to the Mantra, Alamona Hotel, shut you down.
Right. I expected that, you know.
And they shut you down at the pagoda. So then you gotta leave. So where you walk straight, you go to the traffic light, Atkinson and Alamona.
Exactly. Right.
You go to the traffic light, you go to Alamona Beach Park.
Right.
Okay. You kick back. Over there, what happens? You get soaking wet.
Oh no, the officers chased me out. They said the park closed.
Okay. So now
then I went to Hilton.
So
where I got soaked on the bench.
And did those police officers recognize you, or was it?
No. I just don't want to, just find this, let me finish this phone call with this text, and I'm out of here. I said, fine,
Okay.
I like about it. They're just doing their job because I did that, Well, I'm not gonna explain everything. They didn't need to know.
Okay. So they chase you out. You go to the Hilton Lagoons. Okay, so that you walk behind by Hawaii Prince along Hawaii Boatyard, and you walk all the way down. You get over there. Add insult to injury, you got water sprinkler on, right?
So I said somebody's got a sense of humor.
So now, in the meantime, you got very little battery life on your phone. So you're doing what? Not too many. And just imagine if this was an older person. So you're going back and forth, trying to conserve, hoping somebody call you.
Right. Waiting for a text or email.
So now this is not until the morning, like 10 something now. And your captain, your buddy, who's a captain, calls you and asks you, bro. Now just imagine if he never call you. Just imagine if he never call you.
I'll be still waiting for that person from Terrace Hawaii to call me up,
Ah, boy. Rough, brother. That's rough. Mel?
Well, Again, there's not much that can make me speechless. There's just not much. Uh, but I truly am at a loss for words because, first of all, I know my good friend Sophia is watching and she's 3 years old, and I don't like hear me cuss. But we know we get Representative DeCoit on and watching, and I know Representative DeCoit. She's from Maui or Molokai, and I can only imagine what's going through her head right now. You know, I don't know, man. I try to think what's the remedy. I mean, besides the civil, I'm talking about what's the government remedy. I mean, me, I'm a nice guy, and but certain things that is zero tolerance when it comes. I don't know where the breakdown happened, and I don't give a damn where it happened. It should have never happened.
Correct.
And from when your ordeal started till when it ended, that should have been fixed way before. Way. I mean, from that first initial, yeah, I agree with you. How you gonna blame the cops? They're there on a trespass complaint. They wanted you to leave. You looking for a place. I mean, so yeah, but at some point, something broke, and they never fixed them, and as a result, you ended up just having the worst night of your life as it relates to this silly COVID escapade. But what bothers me is that there needs to be mechanisms in place so this never happens. And I can see if this is the first month of COVID back in March, April, maybe, but we're in November already. All of this should have been worked out. All the kinks should have been worked out. All of these things. First of all, that place should not even be open for recovery for COVID. That place should be condemned, actually. I cannot imagine. One suggestion was have the Senate COVID committee go do a field trip following the tracks of your journey, and I'm going to recommend that they do that. But that place should. Caldwell was on TV bragging about locking down 400 some odd beautiful hotel rooms for COVID recovery and quarantine. I don't remember seeing that picture in the newspaper, in the news story. In fact, it was obvious that place was built for inmates. You can tell by the way the bunks, the metal bunks, the little mattress that is, that no sense. I mean, no better sleep on the floor than sleep on that place.
That's what I said. No, we were cell block, right? Kisi pa rin. Ano cell block with Lake?
That's kind of what it looks like.
Halava.
I mean, it's just again, it's unbelievable. It's shocking. Shocking, I guess, is the word that comes to mind. Brother, I'm so thankful that you came on our show tonight. I'm so blessed to have met you. I just so sorry you had to go through that. Man, we'll pray for you tonight, buddy. We'll pray for you, obviously, to completely recover from this thing.
Well, no, I'm good. No symptoms. I'm cleared. I'm going back to work next week, and I'm all good. I'm a quarantine pal, everything. Also, wouldn't be back all night, of course, but I'm all good. No symptoms. Temperature's good. Everything's all good. Oh. So, but like I said, if you can fix this problem, rectify it, and make sure it doesn't happen again to anyone else, that's the idea. You know what I mean? And if I had to be the one to be hit by this, then
thank God it was you. Thank God it was you and not Charlie, because somebody would have got a licking. Charlie would have got arrested. He would have had a real cell. And I would have been right there with him. I can promise you. If I was there, I'd be right there with you too, buddy. I mean, this is just inexcusable. The only other question I'm going to ask Charlie is, Charlie, do you think that a visitor would have been treated this way?
Negative.
I agree.
Negative. Not at all.
There is no way in hell they would take some visitor and even think of putting them in that damn facility. There's just no way. But local brother from Lanai, put him in a ghetto.
Let's look beyond that. I am still in a quandary why he went to a second COVID hotel and the DOH in PPE is rejecting him from that hotel. That's what I don't get.
Well, go back one step before that.
Yeah. Why did
Why
even
the hell does he require to be relocated for a CPAP machine?
Yeah.
Well, when was the last time you heard anybody die from a CPAP machine?
You can
Wait,
travel
what,
with your own
you attack you at
CPAP
night?
machine. You can
It's
travel and bring your own mobile machine with you and sleep. You're all good.
That's what I mean. I mean, what I think going what you're going to kill you, going to attack you when you're sleeping? No, so you got to take you out of one hotel and put you in one freaking. I don't even know what that is. What do you call that?
Well, like when they told me that, I'm thinking something's nice. Like, all right, let's see. Let me do that. I walked in and go, no, I'm out of here.
I mean, Charlie, imagine that, Charlie. The van pull up in that place.
You know what?
And you're like, what? This guy going?
He lost his edge because no, you lost your edge because once you're on Dillingham and go make the left turn, you already know you're going. You should have said, wait. Turn this back around.
I'm thinking, okay, IHS, the ME's office, the OCD County, physical office. I'm thinking, oh, no one place I can think of.
You know, folks, for those of you understanding exactly where this is at, that street goes right through. If you it goes up, you actually got to enter from Dillingham side, right?
Right.
And you
Make the
go
left
through,
and jack it up opposite.
yeah. And if you go through that, it's blocked off. The backside of that is by the old Alapak, the bus yard, the transfer station. That's the backside you're gonna come out if the gate was open. But the streets they closed off and you know can go all the way through.
Right.
Yeah. So that's where you
That
that's
is
why
a
you should have known. As soon as you went down Dillingham, you went, I'm in trouble.
Dumber, take me back.
that's a high crime area over there. Like
No, that's why, because ain't no more cable. When you quarantine, you can watch crime happening. That's your TV for the night.
just outside the window. Just look out the window. I didn't even notice. Did that damn place even have a window?
Huh?
Did that place even have windows?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
That window.
That gets too
Jesus.
funny. It's too funny. It's
No,
funny,
man.
but not funny. You know what I mean? It's funny, but not
You
funny.
know-
It's not funny now, but man, that was a
Yeah,
beautiful night. Like, I was tripping out. Cannot be, you know.
I'm gonna have a rough time sleeping tonight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna have a rough time sleeping tonight because it is. And but I'm gonna do we're gonna do what we can. Charlie and I are gonna make sure that this gets into the right people's hands. And I think after tonight, I gotta believe that there's gonna be a bunch of, if they haven't already, they're gonna share this. I mean, this thing will be seen by a lot of people. And you know, the only one thing, and I heard it very clear from you, was the only thing you want is to make sure this doesn't happen to anybody else again.
And an explanation as to why it happened. That'd be nice.
You know, one good local brother that again, look at Lindy Coy. Thank you for speaking up. I am so sorry this has happened. I cannot believe this shame. I will not let. Okay, this is Lindy Coy. Hey, cover Sophia's ear. Cover Sophia's ears. Lindy Coy, she's been on our show a few times.
Right.
Thank you for speaking up. I am so sorry that this happened to you. I cannot believe this. Shame in caps. I will not let this shit go unnoticed. Again, my apology to what has happened to you. Thank you, Rep. Thank you, Rep.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know, she's the only one to apologize. I appreciate that. Just get an answer. You know what I mean?
We're gonna find out for you, bro. We're gonna find out for you, Cap. I can promise you, Charlie and I will not let this go. We will follow up until there's no more to follow up, and we'll get that answer for you. What I want right now is I want a damn apology. That's what I want for you, and a nice big fat healthy check for your. And I know I'm talking for me, not you. Okay.
You ain't trying to gamble.
Because this should never have happened, Captain. This should never have happened, period. And it did. And I'm not sure who your attorney is, but we can talk offline later. But yeah, this definitely has to be pursued. People got to be held accountable. That's all. That's all. People, you know what I've noticed in this whole COVID-19, as far as government is concerned, nobody is being held accountable. Nobody. As far as
This is it. Everybody pointing fingers.
yeah. Or they don't
You know what I
answer.
mean?
They don't answer the phone, or they don't return your call, and it's always some crappy answer. So, I you know, I'll be honest, man. I'm gonna demand. Senator Coach, you'll hear about this. The legislature needs to get involved now. They really need to utilize their investigative authority and their powers to dig deep into this thing, because there's so many things going on that's wrong right now, and this one to me takes the cake. Like you said, the picture says 1,000 words, the video says 2,000 words, and we're not gonna let this go. I promise you, we will not let this go. We've taken enough of your time, and we went way beyond the 8 o'clock hour. Anything you want to say to your friends, family, whatever?
No, I said,
Relatives?
thank you for your guys' support and everything. Like I said, I just had to let somebody know what happened to me, and I thought of you guys.
Okay, my brother.
Charlie.
Well, as always, I'd like to first love you, my brother. It's always good to see you. I was shocked when I got the story from you, but I'm glad you back home. And there's a reason why you back there. You heal, brother. Just heal, because COVID is nothing to play with, and you just keep on monitoring yourself. And I
Check.
just want to thank you for coming on and sharing your story, because it can be any frontline worker. Just imagine if it was a nurse that just got released and she went through what you went through. One nurse that put her life on the line to save others, right? This could have had a bad outcome. So thank you. To our viewers out there, all I can say is what you've been exposed to tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is something like Brother Nile said. Nobody should ever have to go through this. In fact, when somebody has COVID and when they're getting released and they have to serve out the remaining quarantine and they're from the outer islands, you would think that more attention would be given to the circumstance. The only attention was by a fellow police officer who was upset and started to make calls to get him back into a location for him to recuperate and serve out the rest of his quarantine. Now, what's sad is all he did was just ask for something, and they could have told him yes, they could have told him no. They didn't have to relocate him. That would have put him into this roller coaster ride that he should have never been on in the first place. That's the only thing that's real bad about this whole thing. So, to those out there who still think that maybe this wasn't a big deal or whatever, you try go through that. You try go through that. And because I could have told the story, Mel and I could have come on tonight and told a story, but it wouldn't have had the effect unless you hear straight from the person. Number one, how he got COVID, how he got to Oahu, what happened to him while he was on Oahu, and now he's back home. Just imagine, he's by himself. Things go from bad to worse, and it should have never happened. So I hope and pray that we'll get down to the bottom of this, so this never happens to anybody, period. And thank you for joining us tonight. Brother Mel?
Thank you, Charlie. Captain, thank you for being a good guy. Thank you for being a good guy.
No, now I'm captain. Let me call me that already. That's the
Yeah,
past
well,
life.
it's just a habit. It's just a habit of mine, and
I understand.
it's I just I get these visuals going through my head, getting a call, freaking out. I get COVID. Shit, I cannot breathe. Call a doctor. Hey, we're gonna come pick up an ambulance. You're gonna medevac Honolulu. You get to Queens, you're in this brand new wing, top of the line treatment.
Right.
Video monitors
Yeah,
everywhere is
yeah.
the ultimate. You just like in the best place you could possibly be.
Exactly. Right.
They take care of your COVID. You're on the regimen. You get out. Now you just got to get through this 14 days so you can get back home, and then the nightmare begins. And then it's just and it just doesn't get any better. It just gets worse every step of the way. I mean, even down to the sprinkler. Oh, it's like a movie. Like the guy that's down and out, right? His wife just left him. He goes down the park. He sits on the park bench. Sukla Wacom. It's just nothing goes right.
That's not happening.
I mean, that's the visuals that I'm getting, right? And then
Hey, brother, now the switch is the alarm clock when you like sleep in the park, brother. It's the alarm clock.
and then just a nightmare. And I cannot get over the fact that every time you hear from our leaders about COVID, all we're told every day, every press conference is that we're doing well. We have everything in place.
No, the smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, the shell game, the the whole crapola. It's and this, I wish I was present at one of these press conferences on Oahu. I really wish I could go there, but it's just amazing to me, and I appreciate you doing this, bro. I mean, I know it's not easy. I know me and Charlie makes it a little more comfortable. You know, Charlie from high school.
Right.
I learned one thing, and that nothing happens by accident. That things happen for a reason, and
Exactly.
this story started when you and Charlie was in Kamehameha school. That's when this story started, and it's what? How many years later? Let me call Charlie because I gotta talk to him.
You remember in high school we used to cut class. We should have gone because the class we was cutting was to teach us how to survive in one park if we ever get to that situation, bro. And we cut that class of all classes.
Hey, the statute of limitations. Okay, come on.
Yeah. Well,
Hey guys, thank you for tonight, though. Appreciate it.
No.
Thank you, bro. God bless
Hope
you.
you make a difference. Yeah.
Oh,
Brother,
trust me.
Lindy Coit, if you don't mind, she asked for your phone number. I gave him. I think I just got one text here. Mahialani. I think that's who they refer to, Mahialani Richardson. Will probably get a hold of you, bro. And if they like use tonight's video, I'm sure Mel and I, we have no problem with it. You wanna use this thing because, brother, you gotta get your story out because again, we a lot of people out there know that we laughing about it because that's all we can do. But the thing is, nobody should go through this in the first place because there's going to be some people out there recovering physically that may not be strong to last the night. You know that they may be strong enough to be discharged, but they may not be strong to go through all the adversities in one night. And that's what we don't like to see. That's what we don't see happen.
Okay.
I think about all those people. They get single people living in Honolulu or anywhere for that matter, because everybody gets medevac to Oahu. But can you imagine that one kupuna that is alone? It's just not right. So we're going to do our best. I can promise you that we're going to do our best to get to the bottom of this. And I think we get a lot of support. So now, thank you so much. Appreciate you. We love you, brother. God bless
Thanks,
you.
Mel. Thank you.
To our viewers, thank you guys so much. Do our state a favor and share this video and tell the story. Tell the story, man. Repeat this story with everybody you know. And it goes up on YouTube. My YouTube channel, Mel Raposo. Don't forget, Mel Raposo YouTube. All of our episodes are on there. Don't forget subscribe and like the channel and get the alert so that every time we load up a new channel, new video, which is every night, you get notified. All right, we'll be back on Monday night at 7 o'clock, everybody. Now, take care.
Take care. Okay, guys, take care. Talk to you later.
Stay safe, guys.
Check.
Aloha.
Aloha.